Oh, I just want to give up. I just want to throw in the towel. It's too hard. It's too difficult. I'm stressed. I'm tired. So if you give up, where you gonna go? What you gonna do? What are you really gonna do if you give up? What are you really gonna do if you stop being obedient to God? What you think gonna happen in your life? You're gonna be stuck like the rest of them. Stuck like Chuck. Okay? You gotta understand that ain't nobody said it was gonna be easy. The Bible don't even say it's gonna be easy. It don't. This is a tough path. And God chose you for it. Because he knew that you had something on the inside of you that he had put in you. He knew that you got something in you. He said, I know what I put in her. So I'm going to choose her. I'm going to choose him to do it. Because I know he can accomplish it. I know she can accomplish it. You got to be able to sit your butt down and get serious with God and say, God, I need the wisdom. What you trying to teach me right now? Because this is very hard. It's hard, yes, but with God, it's a little less complex. You don't get as stressed with God. When you just trust God to be God, he will come through in ways that you could never imagine. He will show you things beyond your imagination, beyond your expectations. But you got to trust him to lead you. You got to trust him to get you out of tough situations. You got to trust that he's teaching you something in these situations. You have to trust that. Because it's bigger than you. Your entire bloodline has been going in this direction for generations, centuries, decades. But God chose you to do what? Go the other way. To break generational cycles, to break them curses off of your bloodline so the people behind you can breeze on through and trust in God the way that he designed us to trust. To do the things that we were created to do. You are the leader. It's time for you to lead. It's time for you to get your butt up, get disciplined, and get serious about your life because it's bigger than just you. It's not about you. It's about the other people behind you. It's about being a light to this evil, dark world so that other people may see God's good works. And it'll send them running to God as well. This is bigger than you. And you got to understand that. You got to understand that God didn't put you in this because it was easy. God put you in this because he know what he put in you. He knew you could do this. He knew that you were the one. You were the first one that would have the boldness, the courage to go after whatever. You know you've been courageous all your life. You know you've been bold all your life. You know you say the things that everybody else be thinking in their head, but ain't nobody else got the courage to say it. You the one. You are the one that your bloodline has been waiting on. Your obedience to God is tied to somebody else's breakthrough. Your obedience to God is tied to somebody's breakthrough in your bloodline. They probably been giving you hell and high water too. But guess what? They deliverance, they breakthrough is tied to you being obedient to God. It's tied to you saying yes to God every single day. You getting up and you getting in your word. You journaling. You reading books. You getting new knowledge. You transforming into who God created you to be. People are waiting to hear your voice. Because you have what it takes to keep going. You have what it takes to encourage somebody. You have what it takes to push somebody into their next level. You have what it takes to help somebody out of that tough situation that they're stuck in. Because it's the same thing that you done been through. You have everything inside of you to help the next person. You have everything inside of you to break them generational curses off of your bloodline. You have everything inside of you to go in a different direction. the enemy gonna try to pull you back. He gonna try to pull you back. He gonna say, wait, no, this ain't how the bloodline been going. This ain't the direction that the bloodline been going. Let me pull her back. Let me fill her mind with negative thoughts. Let me send somebody in her life that's gonna hold her back. That's gonna make her bitter. Let me do that. Because the enemy knows what God wants you to accomplish. And he gonna use them same principles that we supposed to be using to build ourselves up and to become the person that God created us to be. He gonna use them same principles to tear you slam down, to block you, to delay you, to stop you, to distract you from what it is that God has for you. That's what he's gonna do. He's gonna be patient with you. He's gonna be kind with you. He's gonna cover it up. It's gonna be all pretend though. This is why you need God, because you need discernment to know when it's the enemy versus when it's God. To know when this is something that's not aligning with the will that God has for my life. This is not aligning with what God wants me to do. You need wisdom and discernment to be able to tell the difference. You need wisdom and discernment to fly high above the mess, to get out of that rat maze, to rise above that rat maze so you can see what's going on. You need wisdom and discernment to carry out that strategy that God is trying to give you. God has a plan for your life. And ain't nobody said nobody was gonna be easy. So you can stop thinking that. It ain't. It's hard, but you got to give your all to God, and you got to include him in everything that you do. Every single thing that you do. I don't care if it's putting on lip gloss. God, what lip gloss you want me to put on today? Do it. Practice being obedient to God. If he's been putting something on your spirit and telling you to do something, go do it. Complete it. So it won't be sitting on you. It won't keep nudging at you all the time. Just do it. Something that you know that's going to help people behind you, that's going to help somebody in this world, do it. He's putting it on your spirit for a reason. It ain't hard to be obedient. Break that people-pleasing spirit. Don't nobody care what the rest of the family going to say about you. Don't nobody care about that. You better block them folks. Do whatever you need to do so you can carry out the will of God for your life. So you can be obedient to God. You can say yes to God. Don't worry about what nobody gonna say about you. Don't worry about what nobody gonna think about you going in a different direction than what they going. Baby, y'all can keep on trekking along. I'm going this way. Me and God. The path of righteousness is a narrow path. It ain't that many people traveling that path. That's why you the only one. And that's why everybody else on that wide path. What everybody else doing. That's what everybody else doing. You don't want to do what everybody else doing. That's the road to hell. So be willing to say yes to God, because somebody else's breakthrough is tied to your obedience. Yes, it's going to get hard. It's going to be hard. Ain't nobody said it was going to be easy. It's hard because you literally change, like going in a different direction. You're literally changing everything. You're breaking all the rules. The rules of the bloodline, you're breaking them. And you're going in a different direction. You're changing your entire belief system to follow Christ. The things that you were taught growing up, the things that you were raised to believe, you're breaking the rules now and you go in a different direction. That's why people gonna think you crazy. That's why people gonna talk about you. That's why people gonna lie on your name. But you gotta be okay with that. Same thing happened with Jesus. And it's gonna happen to you too. So stop worrying about, oh, it's too hard, I want to give up. No, you don't. You don't want to give up, because what you gonna do when you give up? Stay still for the rest of your life? It's not gonna be easy. It's not easy. But as long as you got God, it won't be as hard.